was an extra in a couple movies.
I was an extra in Old Yeller. I was the one that they didn't take. On our last night out, Don and I finally got the chance to sit down and have a conversation. You're invited to come on and listen in with us. Let's get started.
All right.
All right. The end of day 3.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are. We got tomorrow 6.5. What do we got?
Yeah, 6.2.
Okay. And that'll be at Ozone. And that was where I had my 3rd cache of food when I was planning to do this.
Okay.
But this for you is a different.
Yeah, so this is what I call the gap hike, because I skipped this section. Actually, I stopped at mile 50 and then was home for about 18 days and then came back to Ozone.
Okay.
And started from there and went to Tyler Bend.
All right. So you went on east from there.
Yep.
To the end of it, of the current trail, because they're still building on to the.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
But
the way.
this is the official trail.
Yep. All
Yeah.
the way. I went past. Well, the Buffalo. Woolham.
Okay.
So I went about maybe 13 or 14 miles past Woolham to Tyler Bend.
Nice. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
And that was a nice section.
Do you have a favorite section yet?
Well, this one's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's good in 2 respects. Because the scenery's been great and the water's been great, but also I've had somebody to talk to. That's the number one thing, really. I think the others might have been okay if I'd had somebody to talk to a little more often, but
It's a different. I mean, I think we both said, we like the solitude, but it is nice to have somebody.
yeah.
Well, I mean, just like that crossing back there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That was a sketchy crossing, and I wouldn't have done it if I was by myself.
Yeah, no, I was like, because I went and looked, and then you kind of saw, hey, what about that route right there, and which I didn't see. So we tried it, paid off.
Didn't drown.
We're here.
But I guess an important thing is, who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I'm Don.
Okay. and Don, your channel is Dinosaur Trails, right?
Correct. Yep.
Dinosaur Trails.
I was. There's a little story behind that if you want to hear it.
I would like to hear it.
So in 2019, my wife and my son and I hiked the Camino de Santiago, the Frances route, and we met a lady and her daughter from Flagstaff, Arizona, that were hiking as well, and we hiked with them really a lot, but mainly the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And she gave me the name Dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah.
and where did that come from? Just.
I don't know. So she's an artist, and does some good stuff. She's doing furniture now, but so I told her before we finished, I said, I need to know kind of what you think a dinosaur looks like. So you need to draw me a dinosaur. So that logo I have, the little green dinosaur,
yeah,
she drew
she
that.
drew that.
Yeah, so
Fun.
the little hat and.
That's a great. It's funny how we get our trail names and how they just sort of come up. I told you about Big Spoon.
Yeah.
And we're up on top of, I forget which mountain. They're in the Appalachian Trail. We were in Georgia still, and we're getting ready to eat. And he reaches in and he pulls out of his spare bag the biggest spoon I ever saw in my life. I mean, this thing was huge, and it was, really. And he said, "Well, I like to stir things up." Yeah, you like to stir things up. You're gonna do that. And then so I named him Big Spoon, and it stuck. So
It's the kind you see hanging on walls in the kitchen.
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
really
people.
was.
Yeah.
It was
It's
huge.
probably where he got it.
It was funny, but yeah, how we get our trail names is crazy, and then you get the option to take it or not.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, because I would have had a couple that I would not have ever taken.
Yeah. So I could have taken that as a trail name when I hiked the PCT with my wife, whose name is Reroute. It became Atlas.
Okay.
My trail name Atlas. So
Because
Reroute got lost a lot, and she really needed an atlas.
so she was going to the map.
Yeah, so I felt needed.
That's fun. I like it. I like it. And then you started your channel how long ago?
Maybe a couple of years ago, a little over 2 years ago, maybe 21, I think it was.
Well, it's
Yeah.
lots of fun.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, it was just a hobby, and just to put stuff out there. Maybe my grandkids will see it one day.
I think that's for me. You know, I told you I had two reasons to start. One was my vet buddies that were disabled. They asked me, you know, how can we see these trails?
Yeah.
So I was doing it for them, and then I thought, I want to have something when my grandkids, somebody says, what did your grandpa do? I want them to be able to turn on and say, this is what he did. You know, the military stuff don't matter.
Yeah.
This was where the healing all came in, because
Yeah.
there's too many wounds there on the career side.
It gives me a little bit of a creative outlet too, even though I'm generally not very creative, but it's something.
That's good.
My brother-in-law, he's probably my biggest watcher and commenter. So if he hears this, appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, but you're not the only hiker in your family.
No, my wife is AT through hiker.
Yeah.
AT 2021.
And her trail name was
Reroute.
Reroute. That's right.
Yep.
And she's got a channel.
She does. The reluctant hiker, because she was very reluctant to start backpacking and hiking.
I watched her. You know, I usually pick 2 or 3 folks to watch.
Yeah.
And yep, we'd never put 2 and 2 together until we were at your house.
Yeah, a small world.
It is.
Yeah, she put out videos, and then the following year we tried to hike the PCT, and we got about 300 miles in. Actually, we got to Idlewild, and she got COVID, and we got off trail for a while at Big Bear, and came back on, and it was just her lungs were not doing it, and she out hikes me, so when she was trailing behind me, I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
So, and then we've hiked the Oregon Coast Trail, a little bit of the Superior Hiking Trail, and we started the Appalachian Trail last year, and had to get off for family medical reasons.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that trail's name is funny anyway, because both are right.
Yeah.
It just depends on what part of the country.
Yeah.
I grew up in Appalachia, and so it's the Appalachian Trail, or Appalachian Trail, and so.
Well, I don't want to make anybody mad where I'm at, so
Life's too short. That's what I like about the hiking community. I love, my favorite motto, I think, is hike your own hike.
Yeah.
Because every time I try to hike somebody else's hike, I get hurt.
Yeah. Oh.
I get hurt.
Yeah.
So.
We had some friends on the PCT, and they were really great, but they had long legs, and they were pretty fast and young. And we knew we weren't going to be able to keep up with them, and we saw them a couple more times, but that was it.
Yeah. But you got plans coming up.
I think so. Yeah, I have a permit for the PCT this year.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it again, but Reroute's not going to get to go with me.
Yeah. So when do you think you're going to start it?
Somewhere around April 9th.
So it's coming up pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
But first things first, I got to see my granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
She should be born here in the next, hopefully the next couple of weeks. She's due on the 23rd.
Yeah, they have a way of wrapping you around their little finger before they even know they have a little finger. So, good for you. Well, if you had anything to tell folks who are interested in hiking, what would be something that you would tell them?
You just got to start, really. And if you're out of shape, just start walking
Yeah.
It's what I did, and when in between hikes, I get out of shape, and I just have to get out there and start walking, whether it's just around the neighborhood or on a treadmill or wherever you can.
And-
We've trained in some flat country and we've trained in some hilly country.
Yeah.
But start slow if you're out of shape and work your way up. Carry weight.
Yeah.
So you get used to carrying a backpack.
Very good. Well, I really appreciate you inviting me to come out on
No, this has been awesome, and that's why I think this is the best section that I've
Yeah.
hiked.
I've enjoyed it greatly.
No, it's been great to have somebody to talk with and
Yeah.
sit around camp with, and hopefully we're going to have a campfire tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. We've been a little late getting in. My fault.
No. We got in good enough last night. I think we were just tired.
I was beat. I've been struggling with something, man. I don't know what it is. But
Well, I hope you
it's
get
just been-
feeling better.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I will eventually.
And that's another reason why I hike, I think, is I want to develop grit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it, but I see people like you and it inspires me. Trudge through something like this when you're really not feeling good at all. That tells me you got some grit. So,
Well, it's I can feel bad at home, and I love being home. I do. My wife and I, we really enjoy this season in life. But there's just something about sitting here beside a creek and watching the water flow down through it. Hearing the birds or seeing deer that jump out. And there's something about that. It's just,
strange rock formations.
Yep. I'm looking forward to taking you out to Elk River Trail.
Okay.
You're going to enjoy that.
Yeah, love it.
So, all right. Thank you, brother.
Well,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. I appreciate it. That's
Now
cool.
I can get up.
Oh. It probably disconnected on me.